Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to discuss squinting and how this might be stopping your eyesight from improving. So many people, when they hear about active focus first, think that it may be similar to squinting, or they attempt it and they end up giving themselves eye strain. So squinting is this. You're looking into the distance and you're forcing your eyes to see a little bit clearer like that. And if you do it for a few minutes, it's quite painful. You get eye strain and just doesn't feel nice. So that's not what active focus is. No way. Active focus is the act of looking at something that's a little bit blurry and bringing it into clarity. This is what people with good natural vision do. If you see somebody with good natural vision, when they look down, if they're looking at something and their focus is on something nearby, but then they look into the distance, it actually takes a second for their eyesight to adjust and bring the distant object into focus. So they're looking down at something, then they look up, and then they bring it into focus. It just takes a little second. Try and observe this in people that you know that have good eyesight. For example, when I was improving my eyesight, I noticed that a friend of mine who had really good eyesight, we were in the coffee shop and I was observing how his eyesight was at reading the menu behind the baristas. And he was looking at the phone and then he looked up. And I asked him, could you read the names of the coffees? And he took just a second before he was able to say it. And then I asked him, did you just take a second there? And then the writing for each of the coffees on the menu came into clarity for you. And he said, yeah, I never noticed that actually. And that's what happens. If you've been wearing really strong prescription glasses, that doesn't occur for you because your glasses are prescribed to instantly give you a clear image. So for most people who have strong glasses or are prescribed to 20/20 and past that, when they look at the phone and look up, they get a clear image immediately. So you've got to forget about that. That's not what active focus is. Anyway, back to the original topic here. We're talking about squinting versus active focus. Active focus, as I said, people with good vision do it naturally. So you're looking at something that's a little bit blurry and then you wait for it to come into focus. So I think a really good way of trying to do this is starting with an eye chart. Pick a line on the eye chart, stand back from the eye chart until that line becomes a little bit blurry. Then take your time. Look at that line for a few minutes, maybe up to 5 minutes. Watch how your focus changes. At the beginning, you'll notice that that line is a little bit blurry. Then it might get a bit clearer and then you might lose that clarity. You kind of go, oh shit, I can't get that clarity back. And then you keep looking at it and then the clarity comes back in. This is natural, and especially if you're trying to regain your vision, you've got to go through these steps. But the more that you do it, the quicker your eyes react and start focusing on things, to the point where active focus will become almost unconscious. So when you're out and about, things will just come into focus for you. So this is further down the line. But in the beginning, this is a good way of trying to find your active focus, but it's definitely not squinting. So don't look at the eye chart like this. Give yourself strain. Just give yourself a little bit of blur and then look at it in a relaxed manner and allow it to come in and out of focus. So that's it for today's episode. I'll see you in the next video.